What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, look, I told y'all I was going to come back and we was going to talk about that press conference that Kevin had today. Y'all, it felt like it was over. From the way the reporters were talking to Kevin, it felt like this was it. This is Kevin's last go-round as a head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And we'll dig all into it. We'll dig all into what it looked like since 99 till now. How Kevin fared, and was this season, fair to him? Was this season fair to him? Did it play out the way he dreamed it to play out? I doubt it. Jimmy ain't came out and said he's staying, so it feel like 100%. It just feel like he gone. It feels like he gone. It just does. So and if he come back, at this point, I'm going to be kind of surprised. At this point, I'm going to be kind of surprised. It just feel like, you call it what you want, call it that he was a scapegoat or he just didn't handle business, but feel like it's over. It totally feels like it's over. And we could jump into Kevin's whole record and break it down and to see, was it any chance of him surviving this or it's just a wrap. Everybody seemed like when they asked him questions today and they asked the players, it was as if he was out of there. I give you a breakdown of it. I give you a breakdown of everything he got going right now. It don't look good. It doesn't look good at all right now. So today Kevin was talking and the reporter was like, hey, Kevin, I've been with you. I've been talking with you. I don't know if you're coming back. The season was unfair to you. Your defense was amazing. Your offense was pretty much trash. That's what they were saying. And Kevin said, hey, this how the game go, baby. You're up, you're down, you're down. That's pretty much what he's saying. So, Kevin might not be back. Remember I told y'all that they said it was 50-50, but they did all they looking. Now, I found that article that dove deep into the coaches and stuff, but let's just jump into, because, as I'm strolling, you see a lot of stuff. You see people saying, Kevin's so trash, get him out of here. Then you hear people saying, well, give Kevin his flowers. So, all right. Before let's give Kevin his flowers. First year he got here, in that special year that we had. Y'all remember the special year that we had. The year that the whole everything. You got the whole, and it changed that year. All right, that year he went 11-5. Lost in the playoffs. No, he won the game. Look like they say he won the game in the playoffs and lost the game in the playoffs. But either way, he won 11 games. All right, the next year, instead of winning the 11 games, he won 8 games. All right, then the next year, he won a game less. He won 7. The next year, he won 11. So it was like, ooh, he back on the right track. And even if he fall, history showed that if he falls, he doesn't fall that far, but he failed. Instead of having a 3-game difference from his best game or a 4-game difference from his best game, he went the total opposite way. He was 8 games away from his best game, then 7 games away from his best game. But if we win Sunday, he'll only be 6 games away from his best season ever. Okay, cool. So out of 6 seasons, he only had 2 winning seasons. I give the 7 and 8, the 7 and 8 wins, all right, yeah, but when you playing 17 games, double-digit losses is a lot. All right, that's where he's staying. Got Coach of the Year twice. That's where he's staying. Now, on the flip side of it is, bro, you stinking it up right now. Now, again, the NFL might have decided that Shadour was going to be how they treated him, and they treated him the way he treated him. Maybe Kevin didn't want to treat him like that, but, hey, right now his record is 44 wins and 56 losses. He did. Now, I'm gonna give him his flowers on this. He did change. He put a stoppage in Cleveland being super trash. In Cleveland, and the Cleveland Browns being super trash, he did put a stop to it. He kind of did put a stop to it. So if you go look at the Cleveland Browns history, I think what it was. I think the owner Jimmy came in maybe 2011 or 12, and they was sorry the whole time until Kevin got there. So Kevin did turn him around. He did turn him around. Like, at the end of the day, he turned him around. Did he turn him around for long? No. But since 99, the Browns only had 2 winning seasons before Kevin, and then 2 winning seasons with Kevin. So Kevin is better than what they had from 99 till the year before the special year. But does that give him the next year? It doesn't. Because of the way this situation went, because how Shadour got done, and the spotlight was on him bright. I'm talking about the spotlight was brighter than bright. Then when Shadour got in and they talked about him so bad and Shadour went to shining, it made it as if like, bro, you could have won way more games with Shadour. That's on you. Now, the league did their part, but what was your part? So that's how it's always going to break down. What was his part in Shadour not playing? Did the league say, hey, when we push him down the 5th round, y'all don't let him get no first-team reps until you have to? We'll never know. Is he going to be the scapegoat, or is this the league and him? He look like he finna be out, so it's going to be all, it's unless he goes somewhere else and wins, then it'll look like it's on him. But let me see what y'all talking about. Diaz, what's good? KT, what's happening? Got time, you say they not getting rid of Kevin? They may not. You know, they put an article out with the 50-50, but I'm just saying, based on how they was interviewing him today, it felt like he was out of there. It felt like this was the last game. Cam, JB, can't vote. You say the Browns would be a playoff contender if the Browns organization didn't go into the season with the intentions to tank this. That's what I said. So that, see, I'm like that. It's like, was they tanking? Did the Shadour? It was a lot going on in the season. And I get it. That's why that guy was like, man, this ain't really on you, Kevin. Well, you tanked last year for a quarterback, you got one. You got the quarterback, and the league told you don't win. You should have just won. Because now you get fired anyways. Well, I can't say officially getting fired, but it feels like it. Detroit, what's happening? Hey, right back at you. See how? Jan, you say he did this to himself. He couldn't get past his talk. Yeah. All in all, it basically fall back in his lap. Like today, I was reading stuff, and Joker said, hey, I ate the apple because they brought me the apple. And everybody made the excuse for everybody. Well, hey, you going to have to take the consequences of whatever just happened. And he has to take his name is stamped to this losing season. His name is stamped to the last losing season. This was his worst 2 seasons. These 2 seasons that he just had was his worst 2 seasons, 24 and 25. He stamped that to himself. Just how the cookie crumbled on him. Yeah, it's how that cookie crumbled on him. FJ, what's good? Bird, you said I saw some of it. Yeah, that's what I said. It just feel like everybody was talking to him like, he out of there. He out of there. Miss D, you say good evening. You say, Colin, Kevin caused his own storm and now want to cry when it rains. He has no credibility with the public. At least not with us. He stunk it up with us. Like, this is my first year covering the NFL. Woo, it was a trash year covering them. It was woo, goodness. Yeah, you say part of the red? Yeah, it is. Hey, he's got the whole. So it's a wrap. Jules, you say Miles sound like it's over. It did. All of it did. Like, even when Kevin was talking itself, it just felt over. It felt like the reporters felt like it was over. Everything felt like it was over. Jackie, what's good? Miss Bradley, you say, Colin, what's the word on Flores? Let me click on this, see. Let me look right now. Brian Flores. Let me see the latest news. They said 10 hours ago, they said somebody posted New York Giants got a chance. Somebody said I don't know. It's some good jobs out there. You got the Tennessee Titans out there. You got the Raiders gonna be out there. Them 2 off the top of my head that I know. I ain't heard none per se, but I done heard people sprinkle his name, but I ain't seen none of the people who really be connected. Now, this is what the head coach of the Vikings said. He said Kevin O'Connell doesn't see a free agent coordinator leaving for another Oh, okay. So we know he ain't leaving for another DC job. We know that man want a head coach job. Just girl, no. They said they putting his name out there with it. I don't know if he interviewed. You know how everybody's starting to put their information out there. I don't know where he gonna go, but it looked like he gonna be a hot name out there. King, you say the dynamics between the coach and QB1 seems out of sync. It was. That's why we need, see right now, we need a coach that's gonna come in and really work that offense around Shadour and all the other star players. But you got the defense coordinator, you can keep him. Well, we was getting ran through it sometimes, so maybe it's the old line. D-line, we got to get some more D-linemen. Selmo, you say, Colin, you the hardest working man in 26. Hey, I got to put that work in. I got to put all the eyes in. I love me so much football, I say, you know what? I'm going to hit it right out the gate. Day one. CP, you said Tomlin will have multiple job offers, coaching and TV. Yeah, that's out. Now, the Steelers don't have that motto. They normally have retire you out of there. I ain't never really seen them fight nobody. Got time, you say he should be fired for drafting Gabriel. Well, maybe not drafting that high. I don't know who did that. MJ, you say for anyone to lose their job, but he got to go. Well, not that all that matter, but if he is good enough and he get this on enough, he probably get another spot. Queen, appreciate it. But I just don't know. Well, they say the Giants like him. But it's hard to overlook these last 2 seasons. It's very hard to look these last 2 seasons. You could look at 23 and say, ooh, he was like that. But then what happened these last 2 seasons? So that's the only thing that's gonna hurt him. Let me see if Brian Flores got any head coaching jobs for available. Hey, all right, they got. Nah, you never know who writing these articles. But they say the Giants have, let me see what the Giants got. The top candidates for the Giants head coaching job. Let's see. They say Mike McCarthy is a guy to look for. They have former Raiders coach as a guy. Well, no, they got McCarthy. And here go the guys they say for the job. So they said perhaps a head coach becomes available after Sunday, and they got Mike McDaniels might become available and Kevin might become available. And they have it where the Giants, they can move up the Giants list. So, hey, them the guys right there. Brian Flores' name wasn't in this. Yep. And like I say, the Raiders job gonna be open too. Whoever come to Cleveland, they gonna know that you can win. You can win in Cleveland. You got a solid defense. You got a solid offense once you get an offensive line. So they gonna see you can win. It's just who's gonna want to take that challenge. Now, let me tell y'all the guys' names that's out there that's hot. Here goes some hot names now. The hot names that everybody that I like for us. For us. Not nowhere else. Just for Cleveland. You know, I want me a offensive coordinator. I want me an offensive coordinator. And the offensive coordinators they had was the same people I'm telling y'all. They got the Rams OC. They got the Rams OC, Seattle OC. They got Kevin leaving and getting a job, possibly with the Giants. They say he's an ideal fit. So Kevin might be going to the Giants, y'all. It seemed like his name hot for the Giants. But they say it's tricky because he was 7-26 in the past 2 years. Then they got Mike McDaniels. See, when these people say this, I know it's some truth to it. So they got Mike McDaniels would be a candidate in Cleveland. Should Miami move on from him and Cleveland job open up? So it almost appears that these jokers probably talking like, hey, you fire Mike, I'm going to fire Kevin. You fire Mike? All right, fired. Mike, you want to work with us? We want to work with you. You got Shadour, you got Harris, you got QJ, you got Sampson, you got Williams, you got Sanders. We got Tim, we got Judy, we got David. You could get a better O-line, and you can add more wide receivers. You cool with that? But come on, I like your play calling skills. All right, cool. So it looked like we going to try to go for McDaniels, supposedly. But we going to find out. It ain't nothing guaranteed until it's guaranteed. Now, the offensive coordinators, all the coordinators that they talking about, They say the Packers defensive coordinator gonna get a look. They said, who else? They say the Rams defensive coordinator gonna get a look. Of course, I told y'all the Rams offensive coordinator. They think the Broncos defensive coordinator gonna get a look. And they have the Chargers defensive coordinator gonna get a look. They got the Houston Texans defensive coordinator gonna get a look. And look like the Seahawks offense coordinator and defense coordinator gonna get a look. They got the KC offensive coordinator gonna get a look. Buffalo offensive coordinator gonna get a look. And again, they keep throwing Kevin name out there. They like Kevin gonna get a look. And then they said Cliff Kingsbury should get a look. And the Bengals offensive coordinator should get a look. And possibly the Rams pass game coordinator gonna get a look. So those are the people. Those are the locations that's finna get a look right now. Ms. Brooks, you say they like whoever's in these streets, you get a look. Yeah. Those are the names that will get an opportunity. So it look like the Miami might come open, Cleveland might come open, the Raiders look like coming open, Tennessee coming open. So from my looks of it, there's only 4 jobs gonna be available. Only 4 jobs look like will be available. Down, you say I was born and raised in New York. Kevin, they gonna get him out of there. Hey, well, his name getting thrown out there. I don't know if that's where he going. Respect. You say hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back. Yeah, he out. Just girl, you say unfortunately, Judy is going to have to get a pass because Finney is out. Yeah, we need Jerry Judy to step up. TP, you say who wants Kevin with that terrible losing record? You know they'll recycle them coaches now. He could get recycled. He's young. He won in Cleveland. You know everybody see Cleveland the same way right now. They trash. Let me see. Hold up, y'all. Let me see. Everybody always talk about Bill Belichick. Let me see what Bill Belichick's record was when he was with Cleveland. Because everybody always talk about him. And you see the highlights of when the Browns was going to be good. So let me go see what Bill Belichick did. Because they be on that, man. But let me see what he did. Because he was with them 91, 92, 93, 94. All right, let's see what Bill Belichick did. Because when Bill Belichick left us, his life changed. But they left. Bill Belichick was finna ball, but they left. So hold on, let's look at his record. Oh, that was his first head coach job. Okay, so he took the Browns in 91, he went 6-10. 92, 7-9. 93, 7-9. 94, 11-5. Then in 95, they went 5-11. I don't know what happened to them, why they went 5-11. Then they took the Browns and left and went to the Baltimore. And then he started back coaching in New England. So maybe Kevin gonna get another opportunity. I think Kevin gonna get another opportunity. I just don't know how it's gonna go. Because Cleveland just look like they just can't get it done. Cleveland look like they can't get it. So hopefully whoever take this Cleveland job, They got to come with it. They got to have a real plan. P. Allen, you say so Cleveland could possibly get rid of the DC? No, they never said that. If the head coach come in and want to get rid of him, but they ain't never said it. Kathy, you say, Colin, I believe either the Steelers or the Ravens head coach job will be available. Ooh. Hold on. They were talking about that too. Let me slide back up to that. Hold up. They talked about them two names too. Hold on. Let me slide back up. Let me slide back up. Hold up. They said, count me among those. This what they said in the article. They said, count me up. They're extremely surprised if Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh aren't back on their current jobs next year. So this with, he said, I don't believe either organization had real conversation yet. Yeah. So I think they good. They say Harbaugh got 3 years left on his contract, and they don't see him dipping. And I don't see nothing else about it. So, yeah, I don't see them getting cut. But I guess the hottest two names to get rehired is Kevin and Mike McDaniels. I think that's what's about to happen. Oh, now you say Miles was just talking today. He didn't want 12 to go. He said, I just don't want to tank, and I don't want to rebuild. They want to win right now. Deanna, you say the film don't lie. Yeah. Acting like we don't see. Yeah. Leaping. You said Jerry Jeudy was wearing that extra strength butter grease. God, he better be right. He better be right. TP, you say they need to send Jerry Jeudy on his way. I don't know how much of a contract they had gave him. Bless, you say Shadour not throwing to Jerry Jeudy. Oh, he will. He will. He throwing it to him because they build him in the offense. And because he did well in the last game, they going to build him in there. JB, you said coach of the year. They going to run with that? Oh, yeah. They selling that. That's a selling point for him. They like, yeah. You are coach of the year, boy. You are coach of the year. Respect. You say, what are the chances the OC had? No. Nah, they ain't going with Pat Shermer. Although Pat Shermer was in the NFL, his last two head coaching jobs, plus getting demoted at Colorado, that don't help him. TP, you say Jared doesn't want 12 to win? I don't know. I wouldn't say that. He just his hands ain't like that right now. RJ, you say they gave Jerry Jeudy $40 million guarantee? Woo! Listen. The way the NFL hand out that money like candy, but them taxes slice that money up, yak. The agent slash that money up, yak. Your spending habits slash that money up, yak. I feel bad for them boys, man. It feel like they don't do that money right. And they be young, too. You in your 20s. Probably ain't never had money in your life, so you going to jack that up. If you make it there to your 30s, you still ain't looking at the future like, boy, I need to have my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I need to at least have enough money to my 80s. Or if you really want to scratch it out, say your 90s. So your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You need 70 to make it to your 90s. Whew. You got to put some money away. And nobody ain't doing that. You got to put that money away. So, yeah. Got to put that money away. You say, nah, his hands ain't never been like that. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, we about to find out, y'all. Just as soon as that game over, we going to be hearing it. Well, the next following day. But they got to have that money right because it's a wrap. You don't get that money wrap right, you'll be out that league before you know it. And you can hope that they give you a nice retirement check, but it ain't going to be like the money you were making. So they probably cut you down to $80,000 a year, which is still great money, but it ain't great money to them for the life that they was living. It ain't great money for them. Coach, you said let Kevin go to the Giants and deal with the New York media. Well, he'll probably act different. You know, you can get let go from one spot and go to another spot and change the whole game plan. But if he does get recycled, he probably only got by 2 chances. I don't think I seen a coach. Let me see. Unless you go do something spectacular. Pete Carroll about the only coach I seen get recycled. You know, because he what? He coached at, he was the Jets head coach. Then he came back. He was the Patriots head coach. Then he went to college. Then he was the Seahawks head coach. And then he was the Raiders head coach. So he got 3 head coaches, no, 4. He got 4 head coaching jobs. 4. The Jets, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Raiders. I don't think nobody have more than that. Let me look at, hold up. Bill Belichick, let me see how many he had. I think that recycled stuff is, they get recycled, but I think it's only, you might only get two opportunities. Let's see what. Okay, so Bill Belichick had the Browns, the Patriots, and the Jets. So he had, well, he was I think he had something with the Jets, like a piece. So really only had 2. So it only looked like you getting 2. Yeah, you only getting 2. You ain't getting that many. You're not getting. And when Bill Belichick was winning, he was his own GM. So I guess that's how you got to go about it. You got to try to be your own GM. And I don't know if they let that fly now. I don't know if they let that fly. TP, you said Kevin going to get New York, and they are going to find out how petty and sorry he is. He might win, though, y'all. He might win. You talking about Andy Reid? Yeah. Andy Reid, let me see. I think he only had 2 head coaching jobs. So I think the limit in the league is 2. Now, if you live long as Pete Carroll, you might get 4. But, yeah, Andy Reid only had Philadelphia and Kansas. So the limit is 2. It looked like the limit is 2. Tony Dungy had 2. I want to say, yeah. I think 2 is the limit. Yeah, as you say, the truth is that Deshaun Watson deal made it absolutely clear why Shadour dropped. Yeah, they wanted to make sure they get their money right because they couldn't pay him $40 million plus paying all him that money. That might have been part of it too, but they just took it out on Shadour. Selmo, you say you wouldn't mind Josh McDowell as the head coach? Where he at right now? Hold on. Hold up. Let me see Josh McDowell's. Hold up. Let me see where that boy at. He is. So he the quarterback coach for he with the Vikings right now. They might, hey, he played quarterback. Yo, I'll tell you this. This have always been my motto. If you play quarterback at a high level in high school, college, and got an opportunity in the league, or at least high school and college, you, to me, have a good opportunity to be an offensive coordinator. Then you have a good opportunity to be a head coach. Because you done seen how to call the plays. All you got to do is get your defense coordinator. You run the offense. You know how the offense should look. You know what it looked like when it's clicking. So he might be in line for his opportunity. Oh, hold up. It looked like he was a head coach at one time. I don't know that. Oh, he was. I can't tell. Sam, you said Cleveland need Byron Leftwich. He could come. But I don't know if he'll want to sign up with Barry being the GM and he can't run it like he want to run it. Who is Stephen S? Respect, you say Kelvin Moore from the Saints would be a good fit for Shadour. Yeah, but he at the Saints. He ain't going nowhere. He would have been a good. They could have drafted him. Now, Bill Parcells was recycled. He definitely was recycled. But I don't know if he had that many years either, though. But he did play for a while, like coach for a while. So he might have got a couple. Let me see. Is he still? Oh, he still is. I thought he was out of there. All right, he was a head coach at the Giants, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Cowboys. That's because he coached so long. Like he got that. Him and Bill Parcells got them extra two. Everybody else really didn't get them extra two. They had two. They had two. PJ, hey, right back at you. Yeah, y'all. At this point, if they get us a defensive-minded coach, because I know the 49ers head coach may come out looking for a job. Brian Flores may come out looking for a job. And all the other offense coordinators and defense coordinators, I told you, they all might come looking out for a job. Okay? Mike McDaniels might be what we really want. I know that's an offensive-minded guy. If I'm going to take a guy who won the head coach, give me an offensive-minded guy. If I'm going to take a coach who was a head coach, give me one that was winning or had a couple winning seasons. So some places it just feel like it's hard to win at. The Jets seem like a hard place to win, and Cleveland seemed like a hard place to win. So with that being said, y'all, who is going to take these opportunities? I know somebody want to do it. Somebody is going to act like the coach that's at Indiana right now and just say, let me have it. I could do something with it, but you got to have a coach who balling. KD, yeah, that seat, the Jets seat and the Browns seat always seem hot. It just always seem hot. It seems like they can't do nothing with it. So it's like, who would want to come in and be the Browns head coach? Now, coming in at the gate, you already know that Shadour is going to be your most talked about guy. So you got to come in and do Shadour right out the gate. Then you got to come out and get the O-line right out the gate. You know, my whole focus, if I'm them, my whole focus will be on the offense. And I ain't gonna put my whole focus on it, but my first probably 3 picks gonna be to the offense. Wide receiver, lineman, O-line, wide receiver, O-line. And I might go O-line again, then go defense. But whoever come in need to go with offense. They need to be locked in on the offense. I don't know if they officially let Kevin go, but if they do, we need to go all in on this offense and have it right. PWB, you say Cleveland could have won more games after 12 got in. Kevin did everything. Yeah, that too. It just looked bad. Kathy, you say what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson next year? He depends on who come in. If a coach come in and he locked in on Shadour, then he'll make Deshaun Watson the backup or DG or battling, but they'll probably get to Deshaun, so Deshaun will be the backup. But if a head coach come in and say, let's see if Shadour really like that and see where Deshaun Watson at and see if he got anything left, then they could make it a competition. PW say, we will see if Kevin was tanking on purpose if they keep him. Yeah, if they keep him, we ended up, I think right now we at pick number 6. So, and then the Jaguars balled out. So, really, I'm looking at how history just went, and history just showed me Ben Johnson, offensive minded, took a rookie quarterback and shine. The Saints got an offensive coordinator for their head coach, and they got a rookie quarterback and doing solid with him. The Jaguars went with an offensive coordinator, took a quarterback who everybody said was trash, and winning. Can they do it with us? Can somebody come in offensive minded? If I'm a coach, that's how I gotta look at it. I probably get in contact with Ben Johnson and ask him what made him pick the Bears over what made him sit and wait for the Bears. I asked the the coach at the Jaguars what made him wait for the Jaguars. Now, again, these coaches got to come back next year and do it again. So that's one thing about it. You can do it 1 year, but can you do it year 2? And then if you do it year 2, can you do it year 3? Can you do it year 4? So, all in all, you just gotta keep going. You can't even let your foot off the gas. Because every year we looking for all right, that's what you got. What you got? Okay, what you got? Okay, what you got? So that's what type of life these head coaches living. Cam, but Mathis, you said, and I believe Mike Tomlin would be a good fit for Shadour. He would, but I don't think the Steelers letting it go. You say Mike Tomlin passed on to it? I think the league did that. What's that? Appreciate it. Yeah, you said when you can openly make a mockery out of your most famous and talented player, you. Yeah. I keep saying it's the whole world. But what happened in that Red Sea when it parted? Whew. Everybody who had that hard, they got up out of there. Brad, you say, honestly, I feel like Kevin is not the main culprit responsible for Shadour. What Shadour has gone. It was the league. It was first the league. And then they looked like they passed it around to Kevin, but hey, somebody got to come up with what's finna happen. PWB, you say, all I know is I'm with Miles. He said he wants to win. Whatever that look. Yeah. I seen that. When he said that, I say, ooh, that boy ain't playing no games now. He trying to win at all costs, no matter what. And I get it. I'm like that too. Let me get that W. Let me get that W. But whoever comes, they got talent. They have a lot of talent. You got a quarterback that you could this man can have your job for the next 10 or 15 years. Your defense is on point, but you can add some stuff to it to make it better. So do that. Your offense, you need a certified O-line, point blank period. And on defense, make that defensive line like that. So you want your defensive line so firepower that they cause so much problems for the offensive line that your linebackers and secondary just ball out. Well, on the O-line, you want your O-line so good that your running backs always getting 5 yards or more carry. Your quarterback can sit back and have time to throw. We get that, it's a wrap. Brand, you say they need to beef up that O-line? Yeah, we need to get some certified. Our O-line is old. Our O-line almost look old and washed up. Between old, young, and washed up. Yeah, as you said, it made no sense for them to have played Dylan as long as they did. That tanking was real. Coach, you say both Miles and Shadour didn't vouch for Kevin. He definitely not coming back. Jab, what's good? Selmo, you say candidates with the background in the Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay coaching tree are highlighted as yes. Yes, you want that. You want those guys who they offensive coordinators are or who they quarterback coach are. That's another spot to look for, y'all. A quarterback coach. A quarterback coach could go straight into OC. A quarterback coach could go into a head coach. So a quarterback coach is a good guy, too, to look at. But, again, that's normally a quarterback who used to be a quarterback, a superstar in high school, superstar in college, or they put up great numbers, and they dealt with offense that was like that. D. Walker, you say we could have won at least 3 more games. I know special teams took 2 games out the gate. So what, we got 4 games right now? So that's 6. If we would have beat Cincinnati, that's 7. Baltimore, 8. Tennessee, 10. Might be included with that too, but Tennessee could have been 9 or something like that. So majority of all the games we was in was winnable until like the 3rd or 4th quarter when it got ugly. Seth, you say, remember the teammates of Shadour gave him an award for being a good teammate. Yeah, they rocking with Shadour. Rand, you say, don't forget Pittsburgh passed on Shadour. Well, everybody did. Everybody did. Like all of them passing. KD said, the young and old washed up. Had to come back to, yeah. Hey, look. We need some O-line. Listen, give me the best O-lineman available in the draft and say, hey, you got your dream. Now go out here and play. Go out here and play. And I want the dogs. I want the dogs out there. PC, you say it's time for Shadour to walk over on that dry ground. Enough of the games ready for him. Yeah. Now, you know what's crazy, y'all? This whole time, every chance somebody get, they own Shadour head. He's going to have competition next year. No, man, Shadour has showed enough to be the starter. Got time you say everybody passed because Cleveland announced they were tanking Shadour as the franchise. Yeah, hey, I think the league told him. I really believe the league said, hey, so y'all was going to draft him at third pick. I put it like this. Don't get him, get somebody else, and you cannot get Travis. You can't get Travis because y'all going to come back. I'm going to let y'all circle back and get Shadour. I'm going to let you circle back. But I don't know when I'm going to let you do it. So if you got to pick a quarterback, just pick one. That's how I think they ended up with Dylan Gabriel, because they didn't officially 100% know, but maybe 75, 85% knew that they was going to get the quarterback. So right now, y'all, when you look at this thing, Shadour has showed enough to me to be the quarterback all through next year. He showed enough because the man had to endure the worst situation you could draw up for somebody. I guess it could have been worse than what he got, but it was pretty bad. Y'all tank the man draft status. You make him like he just straight trash at the rookie mini camps, and then the OTAs, then training camp. Then when you have a chance to play him, you still don't play him. Then when you finally get a chance to play him, he don't even get a chance to rep. You just throw him in the game like, hey, bro, you in. And y'all know to this day, I never saw nothing wrong with DG. I didn't see the hit. I didn't see nothing that made him have to step down. Maybe they just said, hey, that's enough. That's enough. Yep, that's enough. Cut it out. Put him in. That's enough. Put him in. So that's what it's been, y'all. But a lot of people trying to say that Shadour won't be QB1. He's going to be in competition. But to me, Shadour is him. Even if you think something about Deshaun Watson. Hold on, y'all. Let's just look at Deshaun Watson. Because y'all can say what y'all want, but I think when you get a certain amount of money, and if you ain't got that go-get-it in you, and you live for the go-get-it, you got to be like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning after football. If you ain't like that as a quarterback, and you get that money, I don't think you going to care about football like that. I could be wrong. It just feel like that's what it is. It's hard for you to care about football when you get that much money. Yeah. All right, look at Deshaun Watson. His first year starting for the Houston Texans, he was 3 of 3. He did good. He was 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Then the next year, he was 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. In 19, he was 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Then that special year, he was 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. So he was balling. Then the next year, he didn't play. Then he came to Cleveland. He was 3 of 3, and his record was, he had 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. Then the next year he was 5-1. So it seemed like he never played full seasons. He was 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Then in 24, he was 1-6, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And this past year he didn't play. So he throws more touchdowns than interceptions, but it just don't pan out for him. I don't think he been the same. And now you got to think, he set out all this past season. If he was to play in 26, he going to be rusty. That man going to be extremely rusty in 26. Bless me, y'all. Bless me. Hey, that boy going to be extremely rusty, so I don't see him starting. Shadour, that's Shadour team. Unless a new coach come in and decide they want a rookie quarterback. Forgive me. Kathy, you say the Browns are paying Shadour peanuts. Correct. That's why they better go build this team. Yeah, as you say, money changed everything. It did. That boy. Now you know he trying to settle down and, look. Forgive me, y'all. It catch me off guard. Monet, you say Judy probably gave him 2 of those interceptions. He probably did. TP, you say you don't want him. Maurice, you say those $5 tickets were the reason. Hey, them tickets were so cheap, that was crazy. Crystal, you said please just let Kevin go and take Dylan with him. If they was to cut Dylan, he might pick him up. He might pick him up. Matt, you say the whole competition mess is what made them yeah, that Shadour him, y'all. It's his job, but you never know how the new coach gonna act. Kimberly, you say, why is it so difficult for people to admit that Shadour should be QB1, period? He is. You know, in our book, at Life Football, he is that guy. He been that guy since Coach Prime put that ball in his hand. But the league and, well, inside the league, the coaches all say Shadour is him. Outside the league, with the reporters, they have their own say-so. And then, you know, the people who don't want Shadour to win, they have they say-so. But we all know Shadour is QB1, franchise quarterback. You have the talent to build around Shadour. Shadour, quarterback, you got to have that, you got it. Running backs, you got 4 of them. 4 of them. Wide receivers, we need a star. So get us a star. Get us 2 stars. And get the slot wide. Yo, we did not really use the slot wide receivers. I don't care what they say. This is the first time I watched the team just not use a slot wide receiver. We need a slot wide receiver. We need one that. And then we need that O-line. Shadour, for some reason, since Colorado, ain't never been able to have a solid O-line. I want to see what he looked like with a 5-5 O-line. I'm tired of him having to do the Barry Sanders to survive. I don't want to do the Barry Sanders no more to survive. I want to do the Troy Aikman or the Tom Brady or who else had a nice situation with the O-line? Or Peyton Manning. I want to have that. You know what? Hold on, y'all. I got to look. I got to look at one thing for y'all. I told y'all how the interceptions went. That's why I say in the NFL, with that extra game, interceptions going to kind of always be there. But let me look at Peyton Manning's sack record. How many times did he get sacked? Because he wasn't a mobile quarterback. He just had to get that ball out of there. So let's see how good he was. That's how Shadour going to have to prepare like Manning. That boy going to have to be like Peyton Manning out there. Or Tom Brady. He got to prepare like that. He has to prepare like that. I tell y'all this little fun fact, and I'll be out y'all here. Now, again, on the side note, I have been active. My goal is to stay active from here on out. But I have been active on college football with Colin Moore. And I have been active, and that means I'm going to cover Colorado and everything else in college football. Then I got a channel just strictly for Texas football. And it's Texas football with Colin Moore. It's because I know something coming, and I should have stuck with it with Arch Manning this past year. But Arch Manning going to get ready to come to that draft. And I want to already be covering it because I can see where they going with that. The Mannings, they going to love the Mannings. So, all right. Down show. Oh, hold on. Here you go. Hold on. He got sacked 22 times, 14, 20, 29, 23, 18, 13, 17, 14, 21, 14, 10, 16, 21, 18, 17, 16. So double digits every year. He was double digits getting sacked every year. Double digits getting sacked every year. Every year. Yep. That's what it is. So, hey, interceptions and getting sacked. I guess if you keep both of them 15 and under, you doing good. But look, y'all, just wanted to holler at y'all. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. If you love college football and want to hear about Colorado and other college football stuff that's going on, subscribe to College Football with Colin Moore. If you want to check me out when I do my Texas football talk, Texas Football with Colin Moore, subscribe to that too. But hey, blessings to y'all. Appreciate y'all. I might be back on here tonight. The other two, anything jump off, you know how that college be jumping out. Bop, 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 bop. So if anything jump off on them two channels, I'm coming on. Hey, holla at y'all. Holla at y'all. Holla at y'all.